All right, guys, listen. This is a video for wealthy people. I'm not wealthy. I'm going to tell three different people, wealthy people, people that have some money to spend on the stuff that I talk about, and then people that are struggling and barely making it by. Me. Anyhow, wealthy. You've got a lot of money, right? If you want to be able to have power, say we got in a war or we got hit by an EMP and the grid is damaged, you need to have a basic generator. No, I'm sorry. The $30 to $50 to $100,000 generator on the side of your house that turns on automatically is not going to work. That's going to be damaged. See, they have controllers. Controllers don't do well with EMPs because there's a circuit board. You've got to go basic. Yeah, I know. Go buy yourself a basic pull start portable generator. Biggest one you can get is like a 17.5 that has wheels. You can get a little bigger. There's Kubotas, there's diesels. Hear me out. I recommend getting a Duramax 13,000 watt pull start dual fuel. It comes like it. You want basic though. You might even have to go buy used, which is not an issue. There's used generators that are brand new all over Facebook Marketplace. And especially in Florida. Here in Florida, I buy used generators all the time that have never been used because the people bought it after a hurricane because they didn't have one during the hurricane. And then they didn't want to spend a lot, so they only bought like a 5 kW and then found out, oh, well, that's not going to power the AC, which they wanted it to. So then they bought a 13,000 watt, and then bam, they've got this left over. Now, you don't want to go buy a used generator from a RV person that uses it daily and it has 5,000 hours on it, or a trailer park place that uses it daily. If you want to know information on how to spot and be able to tell if the generator has been used excessively or not, hit me up in the comments. I will help you out. But for my rich people, get a 13,000 or a 15,000 watt Duramax, basic pull start. You don't want any controls. You don't want any of that. Go buy yourself, at the minimum, a 500-gallon tank of propane. I would personally, if I had the money, I would have like a 5,000 gallon tank of propane. You can fill it 80%. Propane lasts 20 years. You could even sell the propane back and not lose much money if you wanted to. Your Teslas, your electric vehicles are not going to work. An old manual that you can push down the street and jump it into first and it starts is going to work. Keep that in mind. My rich people, buy a Faraday cage. They have Faraday boxes. There's companies that make them. They don't look weird. They look like a gun safe. Buy some whatever electronics you want to work. See, now, your cell phone, say you bought an extra cell phone, it wouldn't even really work because the towers are going to be damaged. So you're not even going to have signal even if your phone works. But walkie-talkies with your family. You got to think about family now. How do we survive? What are we doing? Put walkie-talkies in there. You could even put phones in there to set up as walkie-talkies. Radios, put in there. If you have an old radio, it's not going to get harmed. Microwaves, all of that. Ham radio stations, put in a Faraday cage so that when afterwards, hopefully they could have a frequency that you can find and jump onto and talk to people. If you do want a vehicle that is a new vehicle to be able to work, you literally are going to have to buy spare ECMs. Your modules all have to be extras, and then you've got to have the person to be able to swap them out. It's just not realistic. I mean, there will be people that do that, or there's going to be people that have a garage that is a Faraday cage that they park their vehicles in, or a whole fucking house that's EMP proofed. Very, very true. And there's rich people that are doing it, that have done it. There's bunkers that are that. Better believe it. So keep that in mind. Rich people, your really nice generator on the side of the house is not going to work. You need to go basic. Doesn't matter the fuel. Diesel's good also. You have to go basic. You cannot have a push screen. You can't have any, stats showing up. Oh, this is the voltage level, because that just means there's a circuit board. It needs to be analog. It needs to be basic. Okay? With that being said, you would ultimately want to have a 30 or a 50 amp outlet installed. Reason it's a 30 or 50 is because with those portables, the sizing, it's either 30 amp for like 8,000 watt and under, and then 50 amp for like over 8,000 up to, I think it's like 17.5. So you would want to have that. You'd want to have the connection so that we get hit by an EMP, okay? Nothing's fucking working. You pull your generator out, you plug it in, and you're able to power your house. Having a spare solar generator is good too. You want to be very cautious on how much fuel you're using and not living like a king in times of chaos for a month and then being shit out of luck when you're out of fuel, right? Now, think about this. People have, just get a solar generator. That solar generator has computer boards in it, circuits. That has to be protected at all costs while we get hit. Then you can remove it. So that has to be in a Faraday cage, okay? Inverter generators, the quiet ones, they're done. They have so much circuitry built into that. Unless it's in a Faraday cage, it's not going to work. It's going to be damaged. Solar panels will get damaged by an EMP. Now, say we get 5 EMPs in a row, that solar panel's not going to work. Unless it's stored in a EMP-resistant Faraday cage. You guys get what I'm saying? Literally everything needs to be protected by a Faraday cage, and then it can work. So it's kind of like some James Bond shit. You're going to have a house with a roof that has no solar panels. And then, we got hit 5 times, okay. It's on a battery backup system. Opens up the roof. Solar panels pop up. All right, they're not damaged. They're getting solar energy. They've got their basic generator on the side. So now they're able to go basically, very, very little fuel. And you could even have enough solar panels to go without fuel and just go strictly solar generator. So let me know if you have any questions. Share my video with the rich people. I'm going to make a more basic video for the people that they're not going to be able to afford having their house, Faraday caged, which I don't, obviously if you're building a house fresh, it's going to be easier to put it through the installation and on the wall rather than having a house already built and being like, I need that, EMP proofed. It's going to be stupid ugly unless you're going to have them tear the whole fucking outer shell down and then redo it with that type of material. So be safe. Hope we never have to go through this. You never know, though, right? It's just the way things are and our government, and I don't trust any news source in the U.S. You just can't. You spend 10 minutes watching news from outside the U.S., and you see all of the shit that they're not telling us. It's crazy.